Hello and welcome to the Mushroom Hunter app. This app has been designed to make identifying a mushroom or fungi in the outdoors easy. There are three ways to identify mushrooms with this app. There is the "what mushroom is this?" for when you've come across a mushroom. There is "find a mushroom," which will help you to locate mushrooms if you want to find mushrooms specifically to eat. There is also a common name list. So if you know the name of a mushroom and you would like to find out more about it and what it looks like, then you can go through that course. There is also the Hunter Challenge, which is a game or leaderboard which you can use with your family or friends. So when you find a mushroom, you can add it to various members of your family and start collecting mushrooms like you might collect stamps. Right, firstly, if you're walking through the woods and you come across a mushroom and you'd like to know what it is, you would use the "what mushroom is this?" You would follow this by clicking on that, and that will take you next to the environment. Now, mushrooms are specific to what environments they grow on, and for example, a mushroom growing on a woodland floor won't be growing anywhere else. So we can narrow down the search this way. Then you click on that, and then that will take you to the season. Now, I start with the environment first because, as I just mentioned, it's very specific. With the season, some mushrooms grow both in summer and autumn and winter, so it's less specific, but it does make you think about the environment a bit more. Autumn is when you'll find a great abundance of mushrooms, not necessarily more, but specific mushrooms there'll be more of them. Okay, click on the season, then colour, so you look at the mushroom and decide what colour it is, and for example, the mushroom's pale grey, choose that, and then you'll get a list of about 6 mushrooms that fit into the 3 previous categories. These have images of the mushrooms as well, and so you can think, well, it looks like this one. You can click on that, and it will take you to a detailed description with quite a few photos of that mushroom as well, as you can see here. It will have a star rating, which will let you know whether it is poisonous, whether it's edible. If it's edible, how nice it would be to eat. And there are other mushrooms which aren't poisonous, but they don't taste so nice either. So there'll be a rating system up here that lets you know what type of mushroom it would be. Here, 2 little icons to remind you that the environment it's in, which would be, for example, in this one, the woodland floor, and that it's in autumn. It's just a bit of a reminder that you are in the right area. If this is the mushroom you've found and would like to take a photo of it to add to your collection, then you can click on the camera, and that will take you to a gallery which will have all the different other mushrooms you have found. Then there's the Hunter Challenge, which I'll come back to later. A recipe. So if it is an edible mushroom, there will be a recipe there which you can click on, and it will have a list of ingredients and a method for how to cook it. So you can think, yes, let's pick this mushroom and take it home. Then there's also favourites. So if you'd particularly like this mushroom because it's an interesting one to look at, etc., you can click on to favourites and add it to a list of favourites. So we can do that. And then there's your list of favourites. Okay, so that's one way of going through and finding your mushroom. You click on the top menu up here, and that can take you home. Now, back on the home page, we've got the hamburger menu at the top, which gives you a list of general information. So that would include first aid in case you do eat a poisonous mushroom. There is equipment to take that will help you collect mushrooms properly. There will be guidelines to the law of the countryside as you are walking around, possibly on farmers' land or in private woods or things like that. There is also a glossary, which, if we click on that, shows you the different parts of a mushroom, which will probably be mentioned in the description of a mushroom. You'll probably get to know what these parts are, but it's good to have a guide there. Okay, so we can go back to the home page. Now, also importantly, there's a disclaimer up here. Now, the disclaimer is on every page, and it's a reminder that to take care when looking for mushrooms, because some of them are poisonous. Very few, but poisonous is poisonous, and you could be seriously ill. There is some first aid information on this page, and basically we're saying be careful and don't blame us. Okay, then back to home. Another route you can use to identify or find a mushroom is if you think, well, we want to go mushroom hunting and find some mushrooms to eat, then we can use this one here. So that will take you to this page here. Now, also there are rare ones, so if you do want to take up the Hunt a Mushroom Challenge and find rare mushrooms, you can use this method here. And then that will take you to the top 10 rare mushrooms in the country, and again, you can click on one, it will take you to the mushroom, and there it will be in the description, give you some very good ideas of where to find it. Okay, so if we go back to home, okay, so we want to find a mushroom, but this time we want to find one to eat. So we click on to eat, and then that will tell us what areas, either woodland or grassland, for edible mushrooms. Best conditions, so autumn is a very good time to find mushrooms because there's just more of them about. So you think, well, we're going to go for a walk in the woods, that's what we feel like doing, so we click on woodland, and then there are about 8 mushrooms that are really edible that you can find in the woods, so you'd get those matches. So these would all be edible mushrooms, and then you click on one of those and that will tell you where to find it, and you can just get a bit of an idea of what mushrooms you might like to eat. Then, back to home, we can do a common name list. So if you know the name of a mushroom and you want to find out more about it, you can click on that. Then it's the horse mushroom, so you click on H, there it is down there. Let's click on the horse mushroom, and that will take you to the mushroom, and there'll be a description and photographs so you can go out and look for that specifically. Okie dokie, back to home. And finally, there's the Mushroom Hunter Challenge. Now, this is, so instead of just finding mushrooms to eat, if you do a lot of walking in the woods and coming across lots of mushrooms, then, and with your children, rather than just the ones you can't eat just to be ignored, firstly you'll be able to find out what they are, and then you can have a bit of a leaderboard, and you can have family or friends, and you can create different groups, and it can be a little bit of a competition. You can find the most different mushrooms. So if we click on family, you can add your family names there, and you can all have, you know, how many different mushrooms you've found, and if you click on that person's name, it will also mention which mushrooms you have found. Okay, so we can go back to the home page. So if we can go this way to back to the horse mushroom, and again on here the Hunter Challenge. So once you've found a mushroom and identified it, you can click on Hunter Challenge and it will say add to, and you can add to whoever has found it. Okay, so click on that and then that gets added to that person's name. Right, back to home. There we go. And I think that's everything about this app. I hope you've enjoyed the tour. Thank you very much.